Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Hey, good morning, Tarot Tuesday Tarot. I almost thought, why show up? It's 8:45. But then I thought, oh my gosh, we get to play with tarot cards today, so maybe I should. So how's it going? Tuesday. Do we have to continue on? Yes, we do. I almost want to ask my tarot cards, why does, all these, seemingly, I just was out in the yard and, my neighbor came over and talked to me for a while, real early, right? Why does everybody keep messing with my time? Why does everybody keep, I want to get up earlier and I keep getting up later. And I want to be focused, but everyone's attention to me. Anyways, I'm not complaining. We're going to do a very quick law of the universe today because I was yeah, should we even do this? And I'm you know what? The law today is literally one sentence long. Yeah, it's one sentence long. The law that we're going to do today. And we can pull a couple tarot cards and we don't have to get too crazy about it. And I appreciate you coming back all the time to say hello and listen in. And the main thing was, of course, I was seriously? Don't throw in the towel. Just because, distractions come up and road bumps and, I don't even know. You got to keep going on with your plan, your purpose, your agenda. And the universe keeps on delivering inspiration to me. I want to tell you the books that I have right now. I want to tell you that because I mentioned one the other day, but I couldn't remember it. So I have a list of books I want to tell you that I'm reading right now. I want to read the Law of the Universe, and yeah, let's just pull a couple tarot cards. So anyways, good morning. Yesterday we did the Law of periodicity. I don't know. And it was all about training. My notes are terrible. It says I spelled training wrong. Apparently I didn't need to put an N in there. Training for the aspirant will be cyclic. Okay, I know it's training, but I'm not going to fix it, I guess. Training for the aspirant will be cyclic, have ebb and flow as all else in nature. Times of activity along with times of silence. There was definitely more to it, but you can tell I'm getting a little tired because that's all I wrote down. That was yesterday. Okay, I just want to tell you that ebb and flow found me all night last night. I started reading this book and it kept on referring to ebb and flow, and I was isn't that funny that I started my day out with that concept and now I'm ending my day with that concept. So I am going to tell you the books I'm reading, but first, we're on the 69th law. If you've been showing up for 69 days, wowzers. This law is the law of planetary affinity. The law of planetary affinity is literally one sentence. This law is concerned with the connection of the interaction of the planets with each other and their eventual marriage. That's it. That's the law. So apparently the planets are getting married. I don't even know what I'm going to wear to that. This law is concerned with the connection of the interaction of the planets with each other and their eventual marriage. I have no idea what that means. But it is the law of planetary affinity. So it's the connections of the planets, their interaction with each other, and their eventual marriage. We'll have to look into that. on our own time. But I do know that the planets are connected. Their consciousness, they communicate with each other. Obviously, they're part of divine intelligence. They spin in their orbits. They don't collide with each other, right? Like there is an interaction, there is a beautiful intelligence going on within the planets, obviously. So that is what that is. All right, now on to the fun stuff. The books I am reading. They're all upstairs, but I took pictures of them so I could tell you the names of them. All right. So the other day I was referring to the book I'm reading that sort of it's really good, and it classifies people as to where they're at on their spiritual journey, whether they're a student, an apprentice, a journeyman, or if there's someone who is starting to master the lesson. All right, so as we have, I'm sorry, I'm dusting my desk off while I'm talking to you. Like, where does all this dust come from? It literally just sits overnight. Okay, so anywhere we're at in life, we have lessons, and sometimes we're oblivious to the lesson. We're just waking up to the lesson. That would be being a student. We're getting better at the lesson. That's being an apprentice. We're really kind of we're understanding that we create our own reality, and we're starting to look within ourselves for the answers. Journeyman, when we really get a handle on everything in our life, we start to become masters, or she says mastering the lesson. So anyways, that book is by Sonia Croquette. Sonia, Choquette. Sonia Croquette. And it's called Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose. And I love this book. Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose, a channeled guide to why you are here. Sonia Croquette. There's no R in there. I don't know why I'm saying croquet. I wanted to just say croquet because of the yard game that is fun, but it's Croquette. I don't know. But I'm reading that book. And it is really good. She also makes oracle cards. I looked at them. I probably won't be getting her oracle cards because they're not where I'm at right now. I'm really kind of being drawn. Like the next deck I would like to get, actually I'm going to get it. I asked the lady at the Raven's Moon Oracle to get it in for me. I'm going to get the Rumi deck for myself next. So it's on its way to me. I'm looking for more personal, expansive decks like that. But her decks would be good. Like they would be great decks for me to use like in a live stream, or if someone's pretty new to pulling oracle cards. I would use her decks. If she'd be like, Sadie, I want to send you all my decks, I'd be like, great. Like, I have room on the shelf. But I'm just saying, as far as like spending money goes, at this point, I really have to be like super, super drawn for big reasons to a deck at this point. But anyways, I'm loving this book, Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose. Now, I have another book of hers too called The Psychic Pathway. It's a workbook for reawakening the voice of your soul. And it's also by Sonia Croquette. And that one I'm not diving into as much, but it's more like if you want to develop your psychic abilities. So it's off to I think I will. I'm still going to read through it. I don't know if I'm going to like answer the questions because a lot of the stuff I've already done. But I want to go through it because it's like, well, what if I miss something? And there's always something to benefit in like every single book. You know what I mean? So even if you just start opening up pages and see what finds you. So I'm going to eventually read The Psychic Pathway just because, and then I'll probably pass that on. But the Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose, I absolutely love that book. It's really good. And a lot of it is a review, but there is no harm in reviewing because there are holes. There are holes to be filled in. Absolutely. Okay, so those are the books that I had already mentioned. Yesterday, I went to the library, freaking got hooked up with some really fun stuff. I found a little book. It's so cute. It's a new release to this library. It's called The Angel Bible. The Angel Bible by Hazel Raven. It's a lot of Raven energy finding me this week. And this is a definitive guide to angel wisdom. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Excuse me. I was like, that's cute. But I'm like, I don't know. But then I opened it up and it had like things about chakras and the rays, the different color rays and the angels. And I thought, you know what? Let's just read through it because it's really cute. And it's little and like it's a big book, but like it's small in size. So I got the Angel Bible. The one I have like completely devoured even just last night, and I'll probably read it within a week, and I already know exactly who at the library I want to say you should read this book. It's called The Clarity Cleanse by Habib Sadeghi. Sade? Is that my name in there? Sadeghi. Habib Sadeghi. Anyways, The Clarity Cleanse. And this I am devouring. It's a really easy read. And I know that I want to pass it on to someone who is trying to heal their daughter by something that the doctors can't seem to heal. This book seems to be a great book that explains how your body and mind are completely connected. Yes, you can treat the body, but you also need to treat the mind. That's kind of a theme with us, right? Because yesterday, the flower essences, I said the same thing. Bach, he said, you can't just treat the body. You have to treat the emotions. So anyways, he has 12 steps to finding renewed energy, spiritual fulfillment, and emotional healing with his book, The Clarity Cleanse. And, he's already touching upon that, like, if we have traumatic moments, like he was sexually abused as a child and he had a couple other traumatic things happen to him, like, you hold on to these things and don't even realize how they're sabotaging your adult life until you realize, oh my gosh, that made me feel disempowered. That made me feel weak. That made me feel confused. That made me feel insecure. That made me feel like I wasn't enough. So we're getting into this understanding of the emotional realm, and more people are being open to it. So after I am going to read this book and return it next Monday, and highly suggest to my mama friend to read it, because don't you ever do that? Like, you read books and you think of someone specific, like you're reading the book and you're gaining from it, but then you're like, oh my gosh, like I really want so-and-so to look at this book. And this book would be good for everybody. The Clarity Cleanse. Okay, then just a few other fun things that found me yesterday. They had like a book sale, and I found two more books in there. One was called The Witch in the Boardroom, and it's this hot pink book with like a city picture of like a city on it, which I'm not a businesswoman, but it was such a fun book. I got it. Witch in the Boardroom, Proven Business Magic. Because I thought, you know what, like maybe I should read it, because I'm not like a businesswoman so much, and sometimes like I might need to be, like a lot of just the fact that like my podcast could be more successful than it is. Like maybe there's something in this book that could help me when it comes to like pimping my own self out, So far my podcasts have just spread through word of mouth. If you've told anybody about them, if you've shared it, like that's it. Like that's, people are either just stumbling upon it randomly, or somebody shares it or talks about it. Like I have no advertising budget, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'll just read this book because it's fun, and then I'll pass it on. Another one that I was like so excited to find because my friend wrote this book, Erin Dunbar. It's called A Wish for Giants. And I was going to buy this book eventually, but I did, but I got it at the library at a book sale. It's called A Wish for Giants. And it's like about a little girl who's terminally ill, And her wish, they're like, hey, let's, like make a wish comes in. They're like, what kind of wish do you want? And she wants to like either meet Bigfoot or know that Bigfoot is real or something like that. So anyways, this is about Sasquatch, and it's written by Aaron Dunbar, and it's called A Wish for Giants. And I actually know Aaron, and he is an incredible person. And they made a little movie out of this book too, so I'm excited to read it. And then Aaron is actually in the process of building his wife Mary of a shop down in Katanning, Pennsylvania. And so eventually they're going to have a shop, and they're going to do talks, and I will probably find my way there to either talk about herbs or oracle cards or something. So I'm going to be connecting with Aaron. So I'm really glad to have his book and, to get a glimpse of what he's been doing. So anyways, that was fun. A Wish for Giants, Aaron Dunbar. Then the last book that I brought home yesterday was a recipe book called Fuss Free Vegan 101 Everyday Comfort Foods, Favorites Veganized. So I got this book to see if I could get some good ideas for eating vegetables. A lot of the recipes I have to skip over because she uses cashews, and cashews do not sit well with me at all. Like, they try to kill me. So, but there's a lot of great ideas in this book. So I just have to read it when I'm not too hungry. I started reading it looking at it last night, and I was like, okay, that's enough. If I read any more, I'll have to get up out of bed and go eat. So that's from Sam Turnbull, and it's a cute book. Sam Turnbull, she did a good job. Fuss-free vegan. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to read a book about vegans, a book about Sasquatches, a book about witches in the boardroom. And then I'm going to do a clarity cleanse while I hang out with my angels, reading about my soul lessons and soul purpose on the psychic pathway that I'm on. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so I got lots of interesting things to keep me entertained between all these library books and the fact that I got runes that I'm in love with, and I got a new rune deck, and I got a new flower deck. It's like, come on, Sadie, like, surely you do not need to be entertaining any daydreams at this point in your life that are not serving you, because you have enough to focus on. So I feel like that's been my personal message from the universe today. Like, could you keep being positive? Could you keep expanding your mind? Could you still keep looking for something new, something to interest you, something to make you go, ha, something to just keep you like entertained in a good way? But it's not like just like mindless entertaining. It's like, look at you expanding more into more of who you are. Look at you trying to better yourself. Look at you trying to eat more vegetables. Good job, girl. So I feel like the universe gave me a lot. Like, there's no way I can read all these books. Like, I have more than enough stuff to do. So I think that's like the universe's message for me. It's like, listen, you have more than enough positive things to do. Don't waste your focus, time, and energy on anything less than. Don't dip into the negative realm. Don't go there. You are fulfilled. You are enough. And look, you have things that you are finding interesting that are not men humans. So that's that's where I'm at this week. And let me just say that the dandelion tea that I'm drinking today is fabulous, because while I was outside talking to my neighbor, I didn't remember that I had water boiling on the stove. So the water was like boiling for 5 to 10 minutes by the time I got in here. Apparently, strongly boiled water makes good roasted dandelion tea, because, oh my gosh, it's good. It is really, really good. All right, so where are we at now? We are going to grab the Herbal Tarot and just pull a couple cards. And since we're doing the law of planetary affinity today. I think we definitely need to note what planets come through with the cards. So I have a couple decks that are, you know, they'll talk about the planets and stuff. I have one deck called, what is it even called now? I want to say Dark Moon Astrology or something. It's upstairs. It is a dark deck, but I got it on purpose because I wanted to learn more about just the planets and astrology, and it had a lot of information about the different houses in astrology, all the planets, all the sun signs. And so that's why I got the deck, and it is growing on me, but it's like really taking its time. But other than that, like, I don't have a lot of astrology things going on. I find astrology and the planets interesting. Oh, I have a zodiac oracle, but like I find it interesting, like, to hear like where everything is, but I don't pursue it myself. Like, I'm just more than content to have somebody else like tell me where the moon is and tell me what the planets are doing and if there's a trine and what the hell a trine even means. And, you know, eventually it's going to sink in more and more, but I'm not an astrologer in any way, shape, or form, even though it is interesting and fun. It's just, I got other stuff going on. I got runes. So yesterday while I was running errands, like, you know, I wanted to tell everybody that I got runes. Oh my God, a whole bunch of cards just jumped out. And then it was just kind of funny because, like, I'm like, how do I explain to people that I'm in love with a set of hematite rocks? All right, so here's the cards that jumped out. The Sun reversed, Ten of Swords, and King of Swords. So Angelica, Ephedra, and St. John's wort jumped out. There was one hopping up in the middle of the deck, and that is Sol Palmetto, King of Cups, reversed. And top and bottom, I'm going to lay out two face down. So I'm like, yeah, let's just pull a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 freaking cards in front of us right now. I'm putting the deck away. I can't handle this. All right. So anyways, we got 3 on the top, 1 in the center, and then 2 on the bottom, but inching up halfway towards that middle card. So what does this remind me of? That's an interesting layout, actually. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of, like, it reminds me of a person in a way, but without a head, a headless person. All right, let's not look too much into it. We got the Sun, the Ten of Swords, which is like a bunch of bloody swords in the ice. And then we have St. John's wort, which I was just talking about this morning out in the yard. You know, my neighbor commented on my crazy garden space, and I was like telling him how I'm going to fill most of it in, but I have to be careful because, like, that one area has St. John's wort in it now, and I was so happy to see it this year. It made me cry. It really did. It made me so happy to see that St. John's wort was in my yard. Oh my God. Thank you, right? So it's like the conversation was like, as much as this house stresses me out, like, there's so many things that need fixed. There's water in the basement. You can't take a shower here because of the septic. Like, I love the plants in the yard. So that's why I keep on hanging out here and driving to my mom's to take showers. You guys, seriously, it's a bunch of BS. Anyways, let's see what the bottom cards are. We have the Empress reversed, Dong Quai, and the High Priestess reversed, Peony. So now that was interesting that all of a sudden I wanted to pull those over. As I was having a less than Empress High Priestess moment, as I'm sitting here complaining to you, telling you what's wrong with this house, the things that I hate, negative, ill manifested things, I all of a sudden was like, turn those effing cards over, like, now. And who is there but the Empress and the high priestess saying, bitch, you know better. Like, really? Don't you know better by now than to keep running your mouth of the things that you don't want? Like, how many laws of the universe that remind you that you are the creator of your reality do you need to review before you realize that the words that you speak are so important, and just the words that you don't speak are equally as important? Like, quit talking about these crazy things. Just quit it already. Quit feeling like you've been dealt a hand that puts you into victim mentality. Like, you created this house in this literal shithole, right? But don't let it bring you down, because on the inside, you know that you have the energy of the high priestess and the empress, and you know that you have the ability to create. So I literally had to turn over those cards to put myself in my own place, higher self being like, now, do it now, flip over the cards. Remember that you have the power to create. Remember that you are the high priestess, right? You have this intuition. You have this insight. You have this grace and ability within you. But at times, you just, for whatever reason, decide to play that old song and dance, that poor old me, look at everything that's wrong story. You just decide to play that record. And it's a sad, sad song, and it doesn't even serve you. So if you could please just knock it the hell off. So yeah, I have these two beautiful divine feminine energies with the Empress and the High Priestess on the bottom, reversed, being like, you really need to be careful of your energy right now. Like, we're trying to send you all of the tools that you need, all of the reminders, all of the understandings, all of the knowingness, but you really have to put it into action now. And even yesterday, I put on some pajamas, like they were pajamas, but like I want to call it an outfit because sometimes I just wear my pajamas. And I put it on and I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh no, are you really going to wear this? Like, this outfit does nothing for your energy. Like, you're wearing striped fleece pants with a striped, like, Baja hoodie, like, cotton hoodie. But it was like, I looked like such a not me. Like, I was like, is this even you? But that's just, like, what I ended up putting on because, like, I was cold. And, like, why can't they sell fleece pants that are respectable? Like, they all have to be, like, either ridiculous cartoon print or just, like, embarrassing? Like, can I just get a solid color, please? So anyways, I'm gonna have to look into this, because not that I think clothes are the biggest deal, but like this energy of the High Priestess and the Empress, like they're both in there, like with their gowns, their crowns, their necklaces, like they look good. Like they're just sitting there like looking good. And clothes really do influence us. They do. It's just the way it is. It's just society. It's just us. It just is. So why am I ever wearing clothes that make me feel ridiculous or make me feel less than or make me feel sloppy or lazy or just like not the priestess that I am? Come on, queen. This is for you too. Listen up, honey. What are you wearing right now? Like right now, like I'm wearing gray jockey sweatpants. Like not jockey, but like they're kind of okay. Like they're dumb, but like they're gray. At least they're a solid color. And I'm wearing a sweater. So I'm really cozy right now. Like this is actually a pretty comfy outfit, but it's like, so this one's okay. But some of the stuff I have up in my drawer, I really could get rid of because it's like clown clothes, really. Or homeless people clothes. I'm like really? Like that looks so old. Like where did, like, just get rid of it. Or it's just kind of frumpy or, yeah. Anyways, it's been on my mind that like, I think I really have to watch like especially like entering into my winter depression. Like, let's just not be less than. Let's wear things that make us feel good, even if no one's going to see us. So even if I'm just going to be home, if you're just going to be home, you're not leaving, like, why not still like put on clothes that make you feel good, whether they look good or they just actually literally feel good on your body. They're comfortable, they're beautiful. Even if like you're home, like you could still wear a necklace. Like sometimes people just only wear their jewelry when they're going to leave the house, but like, why not just like wear it because you love it? Why not just do something for you? I keep on seeing like anointing, putting on like your essential oil or perfume, or just like doing things that make you feel good. Yeah, treat yourself like the high priestess, like the empress. And then, yeah, just go sit out in the garden behind the Dong Quai. Oh, I love this. We have Angelica and Dong Quai both here on the left side. Both these feminine energies of the sun, whereas Angelica has a big sun behind it. Dong Quai has the empress behind her, wearing a yellow gown. So it's like she's the sun too, in a sense. But it's this energy. We've got 4 cards with serious yellow energy. So in the center is the King of Cups, reversed with Sol Palmetto. The sky is golden. So he's golden. And then, of course, up there in the right corner, St. John's wort. He has yellow. He's wearing a yellow dress, a little skirt. I don't know what the hell that is. And the flower's yellow. So there's boop, 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 yellow. And there's just a touch of yellow with the crescent moon and the high priestess. But anyways, the color that is, like, even though there's all that red blood with the Ten of Swords, it's the yellow that's running this show. It's the yellow. So what does yellow make you think of? It makes you think of, that like sacral solar plexus, solar plexus area in your belly, right? Your confidence, your self-worth, your focus, your will, your drive, right? That who are you? Are you connected to your intuition? That type of energy. Do you feel good about yourself? So that's like the question I feel that's coming in with these tarot cards today. Are you feeling good about yourself? Because if you are, St. John's wort says that's going to help you to be happier. Like, I'm going to help you all winter. I'm going to try to not let you get completely depressed and dark. I'm going to try to help you be seeing the light, shine your light. But you're going to shine your light better if you're doing your self-esteem work, if you're putting on an actual outfit, if you're putting on clothes that you're not embarrassed to be in. Like, you could just go to the grocery store, like somebody could stop in, you're dressed nice for you. And that doesn't mean you have to wear like elegant clothing. Just what is nice for you? What does that mean? Like, for me, it's really actually like solid colors. Like, I don't know, I just really am not always called to patterns or joker clothes. You know what I mean? Like I really do like black and solid colors. I do love brown. I like gray too. I love white. Every once in a while I do want color, but if I do wear color, it's usually in my pants. Like, I have a pair of aqua, and I wear a pair of aqua pants that are like, they're really cute. And I have a pair of fuchsia colored pants. I have a hot pink fuchsia poncho that I actually do love, but not all the time. Like, I have to be in the mood for it. So yeah, like a lot of the clothes that I sleep in are disgusting and ridiculous, and my pajamas. So I should just like think about upgrading that at some point. All right. So anyways, what else do we have here? Okay. So let's talk about that ephedra. Like, that's always like concerning to me when I see the ephedra with the Ten of Swords and the ice. with all that blood oozing out of the ice. But the thing that I think of first with ephedra, this card, is like, okay, you need to breathe, right? Isn't that what ephedra makes you think of? Opening up your lungs. Sure, people use it to like get high and get energy, but like its intentions are to help you breathe better. Its intentions are helping you to expand your lungs. And look, I just took 3 breaths and I'm a little bit lightheaded. My mental space has been opened up. So I feel like that is significant for the King of Cups. Okay, so now that I have just opened up my mental space, I can open myself up to this reversed King of Cups, which in the little book, oh my God, you guys, the reversed meaning is preoccupation with sex as a mode of loving expression. Oh my God, that's so funny. That is so funny because that is definitely one of my obsessions. As you know, over the past few months, I have definitely gone through phases with screaming at the universe, like, where the hell is my lover, right? And just really recently, I've actually gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I don't need a body, any body to, even though like I love the idea, like I don't actually need a lover right now. I don't need anybody because really, I need to get myself into a better place of self-love before I do that, because I just got too many issues going on with that. And yeah, it is just kind of, part of it is just primal, and like I really would just like a beautiful man to have a ride upon, but like a lot of it is then like, I think what it is, I think I've always used sex in my life as like a validation for my self-worth. And now it's just like, no, now you're 41, you're going to actually get your self-worth first, and then you can find a friend. Okay. So that's interesting that it came up reversed. Because yeah, that is definitely something that I've been calling myself out on, that I've been trying to get my daydreams away from. Do you know, like, enough already? Like you're fully capable of having an orgasm by yourself. Like, you don't need even anybody else in your fantasies right now. So what plot twist? I'm like completely eliminating men from my mind at this point, because I just need to. I have to. Because it's going to be good for me in the long run. It is. And the thing is, like, I respect and love all men, okay? And I think that all of them are beautiful to some extent. Some are beautiful. But in my heart of hearts, I really do feel like there is actually just one out there that's perfect for me. Like, I have like a twin flame seed in me that I have always had my whole life, even since like 2nd grade. Like, I have been looking for my twin like my whole freaking life. And it gets to the point where you're like, maybe I'm just crazy for thinking this, so I'll just take Mr. Hildu. I'll just take, he'll be fine for now, right? Or he's good enough. Like, I like the way he looks, we'll just do that, But like, in my heart of hearts, I really do think that I am probably a twin flame. And yeah, there is someone out there that is my equal. Absolutely. But until like that comes around, or if that even comes around in this life, I just feel like I owe it to myself. I owe it to my human self to really get my self-worth, my self-esteem, and my self-love in such a place of sustaining abundance and stability, that I'll actually be a match to my twin flame if and when, that happens. So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of twin flame energy right now. And a lot of it is like one is waiting for the other one to get ready and to catch up. And my ego always thought that like I was ready, right? But if I'm being honest with myself, I'm actually the one who has to get ready. So now is my time, my opportunity in life to do just that. Slurp, slurp, get my tea here. So that 10 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, is, when we are crippled by sadness, right? We feel desperation. We feel like we've just had enough. So that's funny that like, yeah, I have had enough now of these, like, he'll do love affairs and this fantasy that distracts me so much. So the 10 of Swords is kind of like, have you had enough yet? Have you reached the bottom of misfortune? Are you ready to start a new path? And so that's very interesting. That's very connected to the King of Cups. So it's saying like, have you had enough of these distracting fantasies? Have you? Like, think of like how many years you've spent thinking about this. Like, have you had enough now? The Empress and the Priestess are also saying like, okay, honey, have you had enough of not feeling like you're enough now? Are you ready to get us turned upside down, right? Are you ready to tap into your divine feminine? Are you ready to tap into that sensuality and sexuality and knowingness that you are queen, you are a princess, you're a priestess, like this wonderful energy that like, as women, sometimes you only feel that if you have a male counterpart in your life justifying that for you. But what if you don't have that? Can you still feel that? And actually, can you feel that more than you ever did with a partner? Right? Because if you can feel that alone, then you're going to actually set yourself up for a magical relationship. Right? Right? Yes. So yeah, let's talk about that High Priestess, right? She wants you to express yourself. She wants you to have that inner knowledge, that inner wisdom, that yin, that feminine principle, that beauty, that grace, that mystery, right? So she wants you to relax and let go of that tension, that nervousness. And peony is the herb of intuition. So it's like, it's time to go within. It's time to go within. Absolutely. The Empress, too, is all about feminine energy. She's Mother Nature. She's pregnant with ideas, new life, possibilities, abundance, and fruitfulness, right? But if you are lacking the ability to concentrate, if you're being flighty, right? If over there with the High Priestess, if she's chiming in, if you're lacking self-esteem, if you're feeling timid and shy, you're feeling inhibition to be yourself, how can you create in the world? How can you do this in the world, right? So you have these ideas. It's time for you now to basically give yourself an energetic tonic for your feminine side. This feminine female energy is big on the bottom here. And it's reversed, so it's saying it's really, really time to work on it. So Dong Quai and Peony are saying, yeah, it's time for you to connect into that feminine energy, that beautiful intuition and wisdom and creation. Ooh, absolutely. Saw palmetto, also reversed, usually a guy herb, but it can be used for women too, who are lacking that focus, who are, in a hormonal imbalance. So yeah, it's kind of like a message to me. I hate to be so real with you, But it's like this masculine world that we live in has has really defined what sexuality is for us. And it really hasn't benefited us as women in a lot of ways. It's made us almost just orgasm oriented, like, let me go get mine and then get back to business, and it's made us like in a way to like use sex to prove something, right? The way the ego has gotten involved with sexuality really hasn't benefited us as these feminine goddesses that we are, because it just sort of got us to like fuck with the man mindset, and that doesn't really serve us, and that distracts us, and there's a lot more to us than just that. So I guess that's my message personally. I don't know what your message is today, but I have to get out of that. I really do. And that's hard whenever you've been trained like that you need to have a lover, that you want a lover, that it's an outlet for whatever. So yeah, get that all in check. Ugh, hate these cards. But I appreciate it because I already kind of knew it. And now it's just coming in being like, yeah, and we're for real. We are for real. Like, you are going to stop thinking about men for a little while and see how that does you. See how that does you. Get back to you, girl. Get back to you, queen. Get back to you. Get back to you. All right, so let me just peek at that King of Swords. That's our St. John's wort, the King of Swords. Out of everybody here, he is the most comforting card. He's up there in the top right corner, just shining his light, sitting on that rock. He's not like a macho man. He actually looks kind of plump, sitting with his yellow. It literally looks like a dress, like a short dress, like maybe a smock or maybe armor. I'm not sure, but he just looks like a little pudgy dude sitting up there. But he's happy. He's happy, and I like him. But he is a fanatical seeker of truth. Okay, he's a strong character. Yeah, I like him. I would do him. Just kidding. All that talk, and I'm still gonna hook up with the King of Swords, just because he looks all right. But he has a message to shine. He has a message to keep shining our light, and the bigger message that goes along with this theme that we're talking about is sexuality. The message with sexuality with him is we can have a sadness. We can actually have a sadness if we've been betrayed or if we've had any sense of mistrust with others. Okay? So he's coming in to say like that he's a good guy, I think, and that like he's just going to sit there on that rock until we're ready to have a normal, healthy relationship. If we've had pain, betrayal, deep sadness, and just basically an abuse of trust within our lives. So he also says like it's really important right now for you to, no matter what, be righteous, do the right thing for you, have integrity, shine your light, be the person that you want to be as you do all this major healing work within those lower chakras. So we've got the yellow, and then of course we have the red with the 10 of Swords, which says root chakra to me. And it's like, if we've been wounded sexually, that really affects our yellow, our chakra that deals with our self-esteem. So it's like in those lower chakras, that first chakra, that third chakra in particular, We need to do that healing work so that we can embrace life in a more wholesome way. Like the sun is reversed. The sun has all these red hands, these red arms and hands coming out from it, saying to reach out to everybody. But we want to be reaching out to everybody from a place of wholeness and healedness, and not that place of neediness, not that place of I need you to validate who I am. We need to really do our inner work today. So with that said, I want to grab the big book and actually see where everybody's planet is, because I almost forgot that today is the law of planetary affinity, and I want to see who's in the cosmos with all of these cards. All right, so I know I've kind of just like jibber jabbered this whole damn time. Oh, wow. It's my podcast, you guys. And it is almost 9:41. Good Lord. So let's wrap this up so you can get my morning podcast in the afternoon. Whew. All right. So the Empress is Venus. So yeah, big love message, big love message. The High Priestess is the moon. We really are so influenced by the moon as women, especially. Men, of course, too. Everybody's influenced by the moon. I definitely am. Woo, for sure. The King of Cups is fire of water, and the King of Swords is fire of air. So that was kind of interesting to me that, you know, there's a lot of fiery passion, right? Like air, of course, makes fire grow. Water, of course, can put a fire out. That to me says, like, you know, we have a lot to say in what we want to happen here. You know, like as we become more aware of ourselves, more aware of what needs to be done, like I don't really know anybody that doesn't have sexual healing on their to-do list. It might not be on your obvious to-do list, but most people I know have a little bit of something, even if that's just their body image and getting more comfortable, you know, with themselves so they can be more comfortable with another person, to the extreme that people have been abused, or, I mean, everybody has something to some degree. So yeah, there's a big, huge message of sexual healing today. There's a big, huge message of going within, finding your light, quit using sex as an obsession or a validation or whatever, or a cover up for actually doing your real work, you know? So anyways, there's that. And then, okay, phone call. So then the 10 of Swords, with all that blood up in there, is the Sun in Gemini. So that's interesting. And then, of course, the Sun card is the Sun. So we have like lots of Sun across the top because, you know, St. John's wort literally absorbs the energy of the Sun. The 10 of Swords has the Sun in Gemini is what rules that card. And then the Sun card, literally the angels up there with Angelica, is the energy of the Sun. So Gemini, let's look at the 10 of Swords just for a minute. Because, you know, the Gemini card too, let's see, let me just look here. The ice and snow are pierced by 10 swords dripping with blood from too much thinking and worrying. A feeling of paralysis and emptiness has arisen. So yeah, too much thinking about things can lead to feeling sadness, darkness, depression. Whew, it is a time now to embrace faith and trust, and to know that this is the end of an old cycle and a new cycle will soon begin. So that's good, like, because that's how I'm feeling, like, aren't we done with this crap yet? Well, we're almost done with it. Like, as soon as you step up and finish doing your healing work, yeah, this old cycle of the way that we have been can be done. And yeah, just the fact that it's the sun in Gemini, new partnerships, new lovers, new connections can come in with a better light, right? So accept the things that they are now, okay? Like it is what it is, but let's start to see like the light in all situations, the light at the end of the tunnel, the light in all these learning lessons, and then, use our power of visualization to see ourselves being a being of light, a sacred being, right, in these bodies, and start approaching life from that perspective. Not just animalistic, primal, sexual needs. Start seeing yourself as a divine being of light and incarnated into this body for experiences, for learning, for lessons, for expansion. So a lot of opportunities are opening, but you've got to have patience, right? You've got to have patience. So yeah, Ephedra says to us to breathe deep, bring that energy in, and the sun is in Gemini. So I pulled up my phone here. I just want to put in sun in Gemini and just see if anything significant comes up. The sun in Gemini, people are bright, energetic, and have an infectious sense of humor. That's the first thing that I see whenever I would type in sun in Gemini. I just thought that would be interesting to see what it also said. So yeah, a lot of social energy, a lot of energetic energy, and let's see what else. That's all is popping out to me now. So let's just end with 2 affirmations. I want to end with the 10 of Swords, which says, I inhale and feel the cleansing energy filling me. So as I'm reading a Clarity Cleanse book, right, we're cleansing ourselves. We're being honest with ourselves. Yeah, I have sexual issues. Absolutely. And, that it's obvious to me now of what I need to do for myself. So I inhale and feel the cleansing energy filling me. I exhale and I release the old. I inhale and I feel the cleansing energy filling me. I exhale and I release the old. I inhale and I feel the cleansing energy filling me. I exhale and I release the old. Dang, a few more of those, I'm going to be feeling super duper dizzy. Amazing. So then the sun comes in and says, my heart is one with the infinite sun. Compassion and love flow from me. My heart is one with the infinite sun. Compassion and love flow from me. My heart is one with the infinite sun. Compassion and love flow from me. So I really would just love to sit here and jibber jab with you all day, but I got some work to do. I actually literally do have some work to do, but I have some inner work to do. I have some filling to do. I have some clarifying to do. I have some sunlight to take in, and I have lots of old junk to release. So I'm going to move some things around today, around me and within me. I'm going to embrace that light that is ready to fill me. I'm going to release my old patterns of sexual destruction, and I am going to embrace something new, and that is falling in love with myself for real, understanding that I am whole, I am complete, And I'm going to be able to work through these primal needs. Like, they'll still be there, but we got other work to do. We have other focuses. We're going to learn, Sadie Marie, how to channel all that sexual energy into projects, into passions other than another male human man. Really, I'm loving it because I want to embrace that energy of the Empress and the High Priestess, and that confidence, that intuition, that wisdom. The King of Cups is here to help me. He really is. He's going to help me with these upside down emotions. He's going to help me with these obsessions. He's going to help me. Look at him. He's upside down. Everything in that cup now has fallen out of that cup. So all of the old stuff has fallen out, okay? And all the new light, the new energy coming in is ready to flow and shine and replace any of the empty areas within me. So thank you to the Sun, to the Ten of Swords, to the King of Swords, to the King of Cups, to the High Priestess, and the Empress for coming in with Angelica and Ephedra and St. John's wort, Saul Palmetto, Peony, and Dong Quai to just kind of remember, help us remember. We already knew that we were on this path. I already knew this. I already knew that I wanted to take a break from being sexually obsessed. But it's just coming in to say, yeah, don't just take a break from thinking about it. That's only the first step. Step 1, get these delusional fantasies out of your head. Step 2, learn to love yourself. Learn to get your self-esteem in a beautiful place because you are a divine being. Step 3, fill yourself with the light of God and the higher energies and all that is. Step 4, let that light infuse out of you, reaching out to everyone with this energy of love, compassion, and grace, because that is truly the beauty that you are.